Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. Now I haven't been posting consistently and that is okay. I've been dealing with some stuff, releasing some stuff. Though in this channeled message, I'm not carrying anything. I am not unloading something on a load that you may be carrying. This is an open and straightforward message. There's this kind of overwhelming feeling of learning, of being with patterns, whether it be physical, mental, or emotional challenges. We have kind of built obstacles for ourselves to where we think that learning in each of these categories is going to be a challenge. That is true, partly. True in a way that, yes, it will be a challenge to overcome obstacles that have been put in place. These obstacles aren't necessarily true. It's not necessarily feeling good all the time. It's not necessarily the best thing to think about. Though all of these things are necessary for your growth, as I said, in each of these categories. To understand the obstacles that we've kind of put in place or that are in place, we need to slow down and observe this hurdle, or understand what lengths need to be jumped, what heights need to be jumped, and what lengths you need to go for you to overcome this hurdle. We're not supposed to do this all at once. When we look at all these hurdles, when we look at all these steps, we think, oh wow, like I got a fair way to go to overcome this whole mental, physical, emotional challenge. But that's looking at or assuming that these things will be difficult. Difficult is there for a reason. That's supposed to be there. When we look at it and observe it, and then we feel like it's going to be a challenge, we're actually looking at it first. Now this is a good thing. We're actually observing it. We're actually learning these challenges, but we're going too far ahead of ourselves. We're trying to look at all these hurdles. We're trying to look at all these obstacles that we may go through. And we assume all these stories about each little category that we need to fix. But the thing is, what you need to do is right now, that physical, emotional, and mental challenge, there's a certain finger that needs to be lifted before we lift all the fingers, right? So we're going to start with the first obstacle. It doesn't necessarily have to be the root of it, but we need to try and find our way back to the root by learning that this isn't serving me anymore, you know? We need to stay grounded in our steps. We need to stay grounded in the challenge that we're already going through. Ah, I've got a sore leg. It's been injured for a while. That sucks. Like, I've been through this and this and this. I've tried this. I've tried that. I've tried this. But like, we've already done the first bit of work. We've already acknowledged that we have this sore knee or this sore leg, and it's not going to serve your lifestyle anymore. So why overanalyze what's already being done and what can happen when you're doing it already, right? You already acknowledge the feeling of this pain. So what do we do? What do we do when we're in the moment and we're grounded in the challenges that we want to overcome? The first and most important step is by acknowledging it, by noticing that it's not getting you anywhere. If you're going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, when we can really just sit with it. You can sit with it. And that's the biggest challenge, is that we have to feel the pain. We have to see something about ourselves. We have to sit with it. By gradually climbing the ladder, or by gradually taking new approaches and new steps towards the line of obstacles, we need to do what's best for the now, what's best after we've acknowledged it. These realizations that will ultimately give you a bigger picture of what you must do. I'm gonna move my leg around just a little bit, just to see my limitations, just to see my strengths in my leg. Now we can target those strengths and weaknesses. Now we actually know what we can improve on and what we can fail on, or what we can't really do at the moment. But we're not staying stuck on we can't do that. We're not staying stuck on the limitations of it, because we acknowledge that we do have strengths as well. Now it's gonna obviously take some time to keep observing and sitting with these strengths and these weaknesses, but that's literally the whole point. How are we supposed to have a stronger knee? How are we supposed to have a stronger mindset? How are we supposed to have a stronger emotional connection to our surroundings, right? It comes with presence. It comes with seeing and feeling and being with all sides of the spectrum in this present moment. I think that's all I want to share today, because I've basically covered what it is that I've covered basically everything I needed to say. But I do hope you get the point. Is that you are not limited to anything if you have strengths. You could be very, very strong mentally, but very, very weak physically, right? You notice a strength within your perception, but you notice a weakness within your ability to act on these ideas, this strong perspective that you have. Now, we kind of have to link that part of ourselves to our weaknesses. They're both connected anyway, but it's our job to acknowledge them both and to stay grounded in the fact that we're still here and we still have this capacity of strengthening ourselves. and we have the capacity of limiting ourselves. So combining these things together, or allowing these things to go together, it'll give you some clarity on the little steps that you should take to have a more balanced and more accustomed approach to things that you do physically and mentally. I guess this is just something that I'm experiencing. Feel free to comment, share, like, subscribe, do whatever you feel you should do. That's totally up to you. But I'd really appreciate it, because I'm not really here for that, but I'm here, and it's kind of a giving and receiving kind of deal. If I'm like sharing what it is that I'm going through, and you can't really acknowledge that fully for yourself, but you know what I'm talking about, then that's like me giving you something, and then you just like receiving it and then going to do something with it, or going to share it. But like yeah, acknowledge where it's coming from, I guess. See the root of it. But yeah, thank you again, and enjoy your night, your afternoon, your day. Peace.